Everyone, today I'm going to show you how to do the sleeves for the Chinese collar with a bordered V neckline. So first you want to measure the armhole opening in your shirt all the way around. So mine measures at 16 3/4 of an inch, and then you want to mark half of that on a folded piece of cloth. So I'm just going to mark half of that on a folded piece of cloth at 8 1/4 inch. So that's the width of your sleeve. Then you measure your wrist circumference and mark half of that for the sleeve opening. Mine is at 4.5 inch. You also want to add an inch or two ease to all your measurements. So after marking your sleeve opening, now mark your inseam measurement. Mine is 19 inches. 3 inches are going to be left at the top for the armhole depth. Now mark half of your bicep circumference. So as you can see, 3 inches are left at the top. That's for the armhole depth. Now I'm just using a diagonal line to connect the bicep marking with the sleeve opening. The length of my sleeve is 23 inches including seam allowance. For length, measure from your shoulder to your wrist and or a bit below that. Okay, so once you're done cutting your sleeve, now we're going to move on to the armhole depth, drafting onto the sleeve. So for that, you just want to start off with drafting the back armhole depth on your sleeve. So simply put your back armhole on top of your sleeve and draft your back sleeve. And then you just want to cut. Now spread open your sleeve and draft your front sleeve. So to draft the front sleeve, just cut about 3 1/4 inches deeper than the back sleeve. And then you want to cut that out. So now that's the front armhole depth. And then you want to cut a notch in the center. So now I'm just folding them at the notches, and I've got 2 sleeves. So after this, after I've stitched the sides of both of the sleeves, I'm going to match them up with their armholes. So the back of the sleeve should be stitched with the back of the armhole. So you want to make sure that they match up. So now since these two match, I'm going to take the right side of the shirt and the right side of the sleeve, and then I'm just going to stitch all the way around. And I'm going to do that for both of the sleeves. Okay, so now let's move on to the cuff of the sleeve. So you want to take on fold 2.5 inches wide and 6 inches long strip of cloth, and then you just want to cut off any excess fabric. And then we're just going to align this with the sleeve opening. Now, when you're aligning it with the sleeve opening, you want to put the folded side of the cuff to the seam side of the sleeve, and then the open side of the cuff to the folded side of the sleeve. And then you just want to cut off the corner in a curve. So now both of the cuffs should be symmetrical, so you want to make sure that they are. Now when I open up one of the cuffs, this is how it's going to look like. Now we're going to draft this pattern on a folded piece of interface, and then we're just going to cut it. So now we're just going to iron each piece onto each of the cuffs. And then you just want to stitch where I'm pointing. So you want to leave the straight edge unstitched. Now I'm just going to cut the extra fabric to reduce the bulk, and this is just the cuff inside out, and I'm cutting right outside that stitch that we just made on the machine. And now we're gonna flip it right side out. And then just once again run the iron on that stitch that we made so that it can sit well. So now once you're done ironing, you want to fold the cuff in half and then mark the extra edge after you've aligned it with the inseam stitch. And now you want to fold where you just made that mark, fold the cuff over. And those are going to overlap each other to create the stylish cuff. So now I have just run a stitch where the two folds were made earlier, and I'm just cutting off any extra fabric, and then I'm going to just cut a notch in the center. So now we're ready to attach the cuff to the sleeve. So the raw edge of the cuff should match the raw edge of the sleeve opening, and the notch should line up with the inseam. And we're going to attach the cuff to the wrong side of the sleeve. So the two curves match up with the folded side of the sleeve, and the notch matches up with the inseam stitch that we made earlier. And now you just want to stitch there. And that's it. That's how you attach the cuff to the sleeve. Okay, so once you're done running the stitch, you just want to unfold the cuff. Now remember, this is the wrong side of the sleeve. So now I'm just going to turn the sleeve right side out. Okay, so this is the sleeve right side out. And now we're just going to fold the cuff back. And that's it. There you have it. That's your stylish cuff. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.